When I was a kid, the societal apocalypse was a fun thought experiment to go through with your buddies to plan what your respective roles were going to be. When society collapsed, there was a book series in Australia called Tomorrow When the War Began about these teenage kids who were out camping when Australia gets invaded. And because they were away, they don't get captured and they become their own little guerrilla warfare fighting unit. So I read all those books when I was a kid. You fantasize how fucking tough you're gonna be. But COVID came along and that was a decent teaser for the impending collapse of society. And I have to say that I was a I was a feeble-minded fool. I didn't follow through on any of the fantasies that I formulated during my teenage years about my ability to adapt and thrive and survive in a period of turbulence. I just went with the fucking flow, baby. I was like every other moron reading everything. Remember the beginning of the pandemic? Every new article, scouring details, fascinated by all the new fucking infection and death numbers that were coming out daily in different areas. All that shit in Italy, and then Italy was getting closed down. What the fuck's gonna happen? But yeah, I was just like, yeah, you know what? When the train comes to tell me that's gonna take me to the concentration camp, I'm gonna be the first on board. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be you know what I'm gonna be? I'm gonna be the guy who's just like gonna fall into line with the most persuasive person near me. Because I'm gonna be like, well, you're my best counterintuitively going against, like thinking for myself is not gonna help me. But being like the right hand man or kind of like a firm believer in the most persuasive person in your immediate vicinity, that is probably the best survival instinct, right? Until it's not, until they get fucked over by the bigger kid on the block and then you're screwed. But yeah, I feel like if I had to pick and choose, I definitely prefer the aesthetics of guerrilla warfare compared to like the authoritarian fucking, the not let's call a spade a spade, the Nazis, right? The Nazis are gonna come in with their fucking uniform. And that's the thing, is that in terms of authoritarian, ruling with an iron fist type of tyrannical government, the only ones that made it look cool in terms of the aesthetics were the Nazis. Everyone else who has occupied that position, their uniforms have been less than inspiring. So, from an aesthetics point of view, I'd definitely go the fucking guerrilla warfare route. Um, yeah, if I had a choice, if the most persuasive person was like, I'm gonna start some guerrilla warfare thing, I'd be like, sign me up. I'm the opposite of a prepper, but I'm digging your style, man, and I want to get involved. So that would be my preferred route from an aesthetics point of view. Um, and yeah, I think my strategy would be just to be like on board with the most persuasive person, which you kind of seem like a bit feeble minded and that you're just going with the flow. But I guess the trick there is, first of all, you got to pick a winner. You got to pick the legitimately most persuasive person, or kind of the best, the strongest bet. So I'd back myself in there as opposed to just going with the loudest or the fucking angriest person. Try and pick the one who seems to know what they're doing the most. Align yourself with them. Um, Stick with them. Like be a supportive team member, but also don't have no fucking qualms uh stabbing them in the back, being like, sorry, dude, I'm with the Nazis now. You've got me from A to B. Now from B to C, I'm gonna go with this mob. No hard feelings. Catch you in the gulag. That type of vibe. So I think That would be how I'd go about it. Absolutely zero backbone, but hopefully a sniff of a chance of survival. Just to kind of like go with the flow and yeah, try and make good pivot decisions when necessary. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm putting zero effort into planning for this impending societal collapse. I think the other thing that I kind of envisage as well is that I reckon it seems like an exciting. I think that's why it appeals to teenage boys is because it kind of like it it's like a big fucking adventure and the dissolution of society as we know it seems like this amazing fucking insane thing happening before your very eyes every moment would be uh just exhilarating. I reckon fucking monotony would set in pretty fucking quickly. And I can just really imagine myself being like just being like complaining in a Seinfeldian way about the minutiae of society, going back to the Stone Age, being like, oh look, fucking, we're in the bread line again. Bet it's gonna be fucking pea and carrot soup again. Just really, I reckon you'd pretty quickly, um, revert back to your same state that you're occupying now, but just with some different outfits. And maybe we'd have like fucking pretend money. We'd go back to like bartering with fucking twigs and shit. But apart from that, you'd be pretty much the same person, in my opinion. Shit, tell me your opinion. I want to hear it. Peace out.